Well, good morning, class. Today I'm going to give you a brief overview on using SPSS. Now, depending upon the type of computer you have, your screen might look a little different. But I'm using a Mac and I'm going to go over here to my dock and click on SPS, Statistics, the software program, and let it go ahead and launch and load. Now, just a few tips with SPSS. I cannot stress enough that you need to make sure you back up your files, your data files, your output files, and your syntax files. It's very important that you keep backup copies, and I would even strongly suggest having more than one backup copy. Okay, now as you can see, SPS loads fairly easily, fairly quickly. As you can see, I'm working with the temporary version, which is fine. You may possibly have the student version. Now, if you look here in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you see file. If you click on file, you'll see new. If you want to create a new data file, new syntax, or new output file. If you have the student version, you possibly don't have access to the syntax version. You may or may not. Or you can click open if you have a file that is already pre-existing, a file that you already created or were previously working with. I'm going to go ahead and give you this example using exercise 6, and I'm going to click on open, and I want to look for the data file. And I don't want to use exercise 5.1, so I'm going to go to my desktop. And obviously your desktop is going to look a little bit different. And I'm going to go to exercise 6. And as you can see, I have the file that I was working with previously already saved. And you will have this file also. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and click open. So it will load the data file into my SPSS. And let me make this screen a little bit smaller so you can actually see the bottom part. Okay, so you can see it's telling you SPSS processor is ready. Now, SPSS, the student version looks a little different from what we're using in the computer lab. But basically, you have your columns, which are your variables, and you have your rows, which are your cases. And then with the student version of SPSS, you also have the variable view right here for you. Or I'm going to switch back to the data view. So this is primarily how you open up your data file in SPSS. It's real simple. Okay, a couple of things I'm going to touch on, and then the rest I'm going to leave up to you because I want to keep this video really, really, really short. With this particular exercise 6, you are going to need to do a couple of things. You're going to need to click on the Analyze menu, and you want to look at descriptive statistics. And we're only going to deal with a couple of things. We're going to deal with frequencies, and we're going to deal with crosstabs right now. I know you see a whole bunch of stuff all over the screen, and it can look very confusing. Don't freak out about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Let's see. Another feature you can use SPSS later on down the road is Chart Builder. This will let you make some really creative, groovy charts and graphs for SPSS that you can turn in as part of your paper. But anyway, let's go back to Analyze and Descriptive Statistics, which is something you're going to need to do. Let's see. I think there was a couple of other things. You're going to need to use Transform, where you're going to recode some of the variables into different variables. And all of this is explained for you step by step in the book. Now, keep in mind, the book is primarily geared towards using the version of SPSS that we have in the computer lab, but it's not that different using your own copy of it. So if I were to click recode into different variables, I just look for my variable. In this case, let's see, I think it was wrap. And where is that little variable? Well, I'll click on wrap 3 or wrap whatever it is for your particular assignment, and then you can just move it over to recode it into a different variables. And the steps are basically the same from this point on. And I'm going to click cancel because I don't need to do that right now. And it's pretty much that easy to get it started with exercise 6. So I've showed you how to open SPSS, how to pull up the data file, and find the different menus that you're going to need, and you should be able to take it from there. If you have questions, as always, make sure you ask. Thanks for watching and have a great day.